10 Best Korean Dramas based on novels ranked. Did you know these Korean dramas came from novels? Number 1. The Red Sleeve 2021. Set in Joseon, The Red Sleeve stars Lee Jun-ho and Lee Se-young as two star-crossed lovers. Lee Jun-ho is Isen, the prince who would become King Jeonjo later on, and he is struggling with the implications of his father's death. His father was the infamous Sado. When he meets a court lady who wants a life of peace, the romance begins between them. Why it's great? The Red Sleeve touches on notes of romance, but it is also quite sad throughout due to the nature of its story. Some might be moved to tears by some of the events happening on screen, but above all else, there is great story contained within this drama. Number 2. Love in the Moonlight 2018. Park Bo-gum and Kim Yo-yeon's Love in the Moonlight was released in 2018 and is based on a web novel titled Moonlight Drawn by Clouds. Set in the Joseon dynasty, Park portrays the crown prince Lee Yeon as he comes of age in the Joseon court in the 19th century, and his strange relationship with one of the palace eunuchs. Although the odds are against these two falling in love, they still do so. Why it's great? There is a reason why Love in the Moonlight was one of the most popular dramas of the late 2010s, and it's because of its story and acting. The series is highly convincing in portraying the love story between a prince and a eunuch, and definitely creates a fantasy-like situation that plays into the royal lovers, a commoner trope. Number 3. Sungkyum Kwan Scandal 2010. 2010 Sungkyum Kwan Scandal was based on a novel by Young Eun-gwao and gained a cult classic status when it came to Korean dramas upon its release. Park Min-yeon portrays a young woman who pretends to be a man in order to find work and feed her family, but when he becomes a substitute test taker for the Sungkyum Kwan, she has to delve deeper into her lies when admitted. Why it's great? Sungkyum Kwan Scandal shows the lengths that it took for women to survive in Joseon, Korea, as they were not allowed to get jobs to support their families and themselves. Some of the biggest actors today show off their talents early in their career in this show, making it a breakout role for many young actors at the time. While watching my video, please like, subscribe and share my channel as I need your love and support. Number 4. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim 2018. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim is an iconic Korean drama, and many fans of East Asian dramas are at least aware of its existence. The 2018 series features Park Seo-joon as Lee Yeon-joon, the vice chairperson of a major company who's left in disarray after his favorite secretary, Kim Mi-soo, quits one day. Unable to function without her, he decides to win her back, but this leads to some accidental consequences. Why it's great? What's Wrong with Secretary Kim is a classic, and it hits all the right spots. Its female lead is a competent professional who quits for herself and her needs, and the male lead is left chasing after her, which is refreshing to see, as it's usually the opposite scene on camera. Park Min-yeon and Park Seo-joon also feature some incredible chemistry throughout, making the romance elements more realistic. Number 5. Touch Your Heart 2019. Based on the web novel of the same name by Ant Studio 2090's, Touch Your Heart stars Yoo In-na and Lee Dong-wook in the lead roles, and is a perfect example of what it means to have a celebrity dating a commoner in Korean dramas. Yoo portrays a struggling actress who, after a series of scandals, decides to work at a law firm to let things cool off. However, one of the lawyers working there doesn't really want her in his office, Why it's great. Those who want a comedic Korean drama with a ton of love will find Touch Your Heart right up their alley. You portrays an air-headed actress perfectly, finding pockets of humor in situations that typically would just be considered frustrating. Number 6. Anna 2022. Adapted from Yoon Han-e's book, Anna stars Bae Suzy in the lead role of Anna. Originally known by her friends and family as Lee Yu-mi, she makes up a lie that puts her in a situation where she has to continue living the life she has created. She adorns the name Anna, and because of that, she lives a fake reality that is not what she actually wanted to begin with. Why it's great. Although Anna is only 6 episodes, it covers quite a bit of ground in those episodes and it does it pretty well. While it might not appeal to a broad range of viewers, it still manages to be captivating as a television show. Number 7. So I Married the AntiFan 2021. In So I Married the AntiFan, based on Kim Un-yeon's novel of the same name, a reporter gets caught up in the affairs of a famous star and accidentally becomes branded as one of his anti-fans by the media and fan groups. When she becomes famous for it and the situation begins to impact her daily life, the universe decides to play tricks and put them in television show where they have to live together, sparking the flames of romance. Why it's great. So I Married the AntiFan is another light-hearted drama that doesn't take itself too seriously, making it the ideal show to watch when one doesn't want anything more heavy at the moment. While the situation its characters find themselves in are a bit out there at times, this is a show that manages to stay captivating throughout. Number 8. River Where the Moon Rises 2021. Kim So-yeon and Na In-woo star in the 2021 historical series River Where the Moon Rises. The show is based on a novel by Choi Sa-gyu and it's based on a classic Korean folktale. Kim portrays the historical figure Princess Pyeongon, who despite being born as a princess is raised as an assassin instead. But when she meets a man who's an advocate for peace, the two will find themselves at odds with each other. Why it's great. River Where the Moon Rises hits all the notes of a good historical drama, and it has been extensively praised for how realistic it was in terms of historical accuracy. It's hard to find a balance between realistic and good storytelling, and this drama does just that. Number 9. Her Private Life 2019. Released in 2019 and based on Kim Sang-yeon's web novel, Park Min-yeon stars as a talented curator at a major art museum in her private life. But on the side, she nurses a major obsession with the Korean pop idol and works as a fan site manager. When a new artist is assigned to work at the museum after her boss is removed for fraud, he discovers her secret and runs with it, much to her embarrassment. Why it's great. We all have our obsessions in life, and for some, it's an embarrassing moment if someone, especially a coworker, finds out about that obsession. Her private life may delve into the escapism elements by having these two fall in love in the process, but it certainly is entertaining to watch on screen. Number 10. MoonEmbracing the Sun 2012. MoonEmbracing the Sun is one of the historical Korean dramas that helped put the category on the map for the world and introduced leading actors today like Kim Soo-yeon to broader mainstream appeal. It is adapted from the novel of the same name by Jeon Eun-gwao. After the Queen Dowager plots the removal of her stepson, a shaman in court gives birth to a daughter. She will have a fate that becomes entangled with the sun, who will ultimately be put on the throne. Why it's great? This is a series that takes drama and amplifies it throughout its 20-episode run, keeping viewers on their feet the entire time. Adapted from a novel by Yeon Eun-gwao, Embracing the Sun feels like a novel put on the screen, but in the best ways possible. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel for more such videos.